What is up, my dear friends? My name is Tyler Joe Stratton, and I just want to say thank you for joining me today. I am the author of my book, The Big Three, helping you build joyful and loving relationships with yourself, others, and God. And today I am just wanting to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the step towards something greater than your misery. Thank you for showing up for yourself and being there for yourself and taking care of yourself, because this is the first step. You took the first step, and that step is that you know that you want to get better. You know you want to feel better about yourself, about others, and about your whole entire life in relationships altogether. This is step number one. So give yourself a pat on the back, because honestly, this is a step that's hard to take for a lot of people. A lot of people would rather live in denial than they would live in the awareness that they need to heal. They understand that they are in pain, but they don't want to take the responsibility for that pain to be able to heal it, and you have by showing up here today with me. So thank you, thank yourself, give yourself a round of applause, because honestly, this is a big step, and I just want to say I appreciate you. You are taking the proper step in order to get you to where you want to go. And what does that mean? Well, hear me out. If you're here today with me, I am sure that life isn't going as planned. I'm sure you're experiencing a breakdown of some sort, whether it be a financial breakdown, a relational breakdown, a breakdown where you've lost yourself, you lost a loved one, you're in a loss of your identity. Maybe you lost the role starting spot on your sports team. Maybe you're dealing with identity problems. Whatever that breakdown is that you're currently experiencing, embrace it. Embrace it. And I'm going to teach you how to go from a breakdown to a breakthrough, because I myself, hear me out, I've been there. I'm human. I'm not perfect. I'm just going to be here to guide you through it, because I came from a place that was complete hell at one point. I came from thoughts of suicide, depression, a very dark place where I felt alone, separated, and disconnected from myself, from others, and from a God. It wasn't a very good place. It was a very dark place. It's a place that I choose that I will never go back again. No matter the set of circumstances, because I now have the 7 steps, highly helpful steps that will take me out of a breakdown and put me into a breakthrough every single time, because I now know that with every breakdown, there's a blessing. There's a blessing. And I'm going to walk you through each and every step that I've taken myself through, from the time where I remember myself right after my first heartbreak. I was sitting in my bedroom, bawling my eyes out, feeling like my heart just got ripped out, feeling completely alone, separated, depressed. And this lasted for months, years, almost 2 years' time. My heart was completely shattered from what I thought was going to be a forever thing. And unfortunately, I had to go through some deep suffering, but fortunately, I had to go through some deep suffering. And in that time, I started to dive into personal development. Back in 2014, I got myself into personal development. I started reading books after books, listening to podcasts, going to seminars, going to conferences, surrounding myself by some of the world's greatest known teachers in healing, heart, relationships, love, and personal development. And I started to become that material. And in that material, there's things that I've found and that I learned that I'm going to teach you now, that has taught me how to go through any breakdown and to create a breakthrough, to live from my heart rather than my hurt. And this process, I promise you, does work. But it will only work if you choose to show up and work it. It won't just magically work if you decide to go through the free ebook itself. I can't guarantee you any or make any promises that you can't keep yourself. If you want to change, you will change. But hear me out, nothing changes if nothing changes. If you decide to just read through this book from front to back, whatever you decide to do, if you do not implement the actionable steps that I walk you through and tell you to take, that I have taken myself, that I've taken many other people through, you will not get the results. And that's just the cold hard truth. That's why most people are stopped. Most people don't hold themselves accountable and responsible enough to get them through to the breakthrough. They stay in the breakdown because they don't have enough discipline, enough willpower, enough hope, enough supportive system to help them get through. So let me be here for you for a minute. Let me tell you something. You know what? I wasn't actually going to do this, but you know what? I think it's just the right timing because I understand how important it is to have a support group. I understand how important it is to have someone there just to hold us accountable. I'll take you through the 7 highly effective steps that will teach you how to go from a heartbreak to a breakthrough, how to live from your heart rather than your hurt so that you can begin to experience more happiness in your life and relationships. And if you want that, right there it is. Download the free ebook, The Walk to Happiness. It is my 7-step journey that I've taken every single time when life gets hard, when relationships get hard. These are the things that I work on daily that have pulled me out of the misery that I used to live in complete darkness and hell, to a happier, abundant, joyful life with my fiance and significant other, as well as in my business relationships and my personal relationships, and with the relationship I have with myself, others, and everything in between. I promise you that this does work as long as you work it. Now, step number one is acceptance. I'll take you through what it means to be at full acceptance and how do you accept the unacceptable? How do you begin to process exactly what happened? Because the reason why most people suffer is because they cannot accept what has happened. Maybe it was a lost loved one. Maybe it was a heartbreak. And part of the reason why I stayed in my suffering for so long is because I held on to the vision I had of her and I being together when it was no longer a reality. I held on to it like it still existed. I never not accepted that we weren't supposed to be together. In order for me to move on, I needed to accept that her and I no longer were meant to be together. So I walk you through how you can begin to accept the unacceptable. I don't care if it's you lost your job, if you lost a loved one, if you lost your significant other, no matter what it is, I'll teach you exactly how to do that because it's exactly what I did. Step number 2, I will talk about how to take full responsibility. Now, taking full responsibility, whoo boy, that one was tough for me. It was super tough for me. Now, hear me out. Telling me that it was my fault for the relationship breakup was very hard for me to do. Telling me that I could have done better. Telling myself that I should have done a lot of things differently when it was her fault. She was the reason for my heartbreak. She was the reason for my pain. She was the reason for my suffering. Listen, taking responsibility is such a powerful step. It's going to take some courage. It's going to take some heart. It's going to take some constant discipline for you to step up and write down the things that person or that thing or whatever it may be hurts you. I will tell you and teach you how to get through and take full responsibility, not for only your life, your relationships, but your breakdown. Now, in step number 3, which is a vital step, I'm going to teach you how to let go. Process letting go. Letting go is a powerful, powerful step. It's going to be one of your hardest steps that you take, but one of the most important steps that you take. Because in the process of letting go, you have to let go of who you once were when you were with them, who you once were when you were in that place with that thing, right? You've got to let go of your identity. It's not hard. Hear me out. It's not hard to lose someone. It's not the person that you've lost. It's who you thought you were when you were with that person that is hard to let go of. It's your identity. I don't care if it's a lost job. The reason why it's causing you so much pain, well, 1, finances. That's obvious, right? Let's get that out of the way. Number two reason is because that gave you purpose. Who you said you were when you were with them, that vision that you have in your head, that identity that you hold in your heart, that's the hard part to let go of. So I'm going to teach you how to let go of that identity, to recreate a new identity. But first, you have to let go. Step number 4. I mean, I could keep. I mean, in a book, I don't know what chapter it is, but I think. So the power of letting go of expectations. I talk about forgiveness. So step number 4 is all about forgiveness. Forgiveness equals freedom. Forgiveness of oneself equals freedom. Right now, there's a lot of forgiveness that you need to get through. There's practices that you can start to incorporate in your life that will help you process pain and to let go and to forgive and to then live in freedom. And I'll teach you exactly how I forgave the unforgivable, how I forgave my heartbrokenness, how I forgave the person who sexually abused me, how I forgave my family's divorce that split up my family life, how I forgave myself for hurting other people. I teach you how to forgive, because on the other side of forgiveness, it's complete freedom. So I'm going to teach you how you can go about doing that. It's going to be a very, very powerful, hard step for you to take. But listen, I'm here with you. There's 2 ways that you can go through this free ebook and coaching, this free life-changing guide that's going to teach you how to, in 7 steps, go from happiness after a breakdown. I promise you. Now, there's 2 ways that you can go about getting through these steps. I'm at step number 4 now. The first way that you can work through this is by yourself. You can absolutely work by yourself. I actually recommend you get to know yourself. You work through your emotions. You work through all of that negative energy and everything. But here's what I can do for you for free, absolutely free. You don't even have to worry about a dime, because I want to show up and serve you to the greatest capability that I possibly can to help you work through a specific step. So what am I going to do? I'm going to offer you my free coaching, a free 30-minute coaching for a specific step that you're stuck on. Maybe it's acceptance. You can't accept something. Maybe it's letting go. Maybe it's forgiveness. What I'm going to do is we can jump on a call together. We can jump on a Zoom call together, and we can walk you through how to go about creating and getting through and processing that step so that you can reach step number whatever it may be. I'm here for you. I want to serve you. I want to show up for you. Please allow me to do that for you. So here's step number 5. Step number 5 is commitment. You've got to commit to a version of yourself that you believe in. I'm going to teach you how to commit, what commitment means. And step number 6 is a very powerful step, and it's part of my free offer right now. It's creating an action plan and a support system. Because listen, what I learned throughout my heartbreak to creating a breakthrough, the things that I feared the most, which was relationships with other people, because I understood after my parents' divorce, relationships throughout my entire life have been a constant heartbreaking struggle that have led me through many years of misery, counseling, thoughts of suicide, and struggle. What I realized is that the thing that I was running away from, I needed to run to. I was running away from relationships with myself. I distracted myself from sitting in silence and getting to know who Tyler was. I no longer allowed myself to really experience who I am and what I wanted to experience. I stopped allowing myself to connect with friends. I pulled myself away from other people. And throughout that, what I've learned is we're going to teach you in step 6 how to create an action plan so that you can continue to grow and develop yourself into the person that you want to become. And we're also going to tell you the importance of a support system to work along the way. Listen, you've got to step into relationships again. You got to step into a relationship again with yourself, with others, with God, with your boss, with people, with places, with things. Everything's a relationship. Okay, so I'm going to be here as your support system. Let me know if you need some help working through one specific step, and I'll be here to guide you through that, of course. And step number 7, listen, if you make it through step 1 through 6, and you're starting to feel a little bit more joy in your life, in your relationships, step number 7 is about celebration. Listen, we got to celebrate the small wins and the big victories. We got to celebrate the hey, I overcame this breakdown, and now it's time to celebrate. It is a powerful process when I talk to you about how to celebrate and what you can do to celebrate, to give yourself a reward, and the power of reward, and the power of celebration, and the power of, hey, you're doing good, bud. You're doing good. You know, a lot of people want to just hear that, hey, good job. You're doing well. And guess what? Most people don't receive that anymore. Most parents don't tell their sons and daughters that they're proud of them. Well, hey, taking full responsibility. All right, step number 2, taking full responsibility of your life and your relationships. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself some love. Give yourself some encouragement, because you won't be able to find it out there. You'll only be able to find it in here. So please, if you guys need help going through the 7 steps, know that I'm here for you. Know that I'll give you a free 30-minute coaching session to help guide you through these powerful 7 steps to creating a breakthrough after a breakdown. Listen, my name is Tyler Joe Stratton. If you guys would like more information in regards ways that I can help, be sure to check out the information below, where all of my contact information will be there for you to be able to reach out to me so that I can help guide you and reach you in your life to help you create that breakthrough that you so rightfully deserve.